Yeah, I've been running. I don't want to hear it. All right, I'm back. Joke, no joke. You know what it is. I'm out here getting it in. I got 6 days to my birthday. Yesterday I was a week away. Now 6 days in the wake up for my birthday. So I hope you sent your card in the mail. Joke, no joke. Good morning. Good afternoon. Good evening if you're in Great Britain or places like Dubai. It's about 8 hours ahead of us, and those 5 hours ahead of us. Good morning to those on the West Coast, just getting up. Good morning to everybody on the morning side of the clock. Good afternoon, good evening to everybody on the afternoon and the evening side of the clock. Mm. Yeah, so today's the big day, y'all. Cassie is set to testify today. So if you didn't catch the show last night, as you know, we've been covering the trial since day one. And you know, this is what I do when it comes to these trials. You know, whether it's R. Kelly, Cardi B, Tasha K, Young Thug, you know, all the many of your trials, you know, entertainment, you know, I cover them. If you didn't know, now you know. So you might want to subscribe if you haven't, if that's what you're here for, you know, because that's what I do. You know what I mean? Choke No Joke investigates. All right? And you'll see me on Hype TV doing news briefs over there too. That's Comedy Hype. They changed the name. But yeah, so yesterday was really like the first official day. Last week was all, you know, jury selections, you know, picking jurors. That was all the first 4 days. Today's day 6, right? So it started off in the morning with the judge finalizing the jury. So now we know we got 8 men on the jury and 4 women. Now, I don't know if that works in Diddy's favor, that he got more men than women, or if he should have had more women than men on the jury. But I think having 8 men, if I was in his position, I would be comfortable with majority being men, because a lot of men, we go through stuff with women who be lying, and just because they women, they get the benefit of the doubt, and we got to be proven that we not lying. You know what I'm saying? The woman get the benefit of the doubt. So for him having 8 men on the jury, I think that might work in his favor, man. You know, it should. You know, depending, you know, what type of men they are, but I think that they should be able to. I think they should be able to differentiate, differentiate um, the truth from the lies. Because you know she gonna get up there and lie. You know she gonna get up there and cry. You know, so with a bunch of women up there, they'll be sympathetic to her tears. Hopefully the men can see through it if it is fake tears. So, oh damn, I ain't been getting no push-ups. I gotta get some push-ups. So the other thing is they started after the jury got picked or whatever, then they had the opening arguments. In the opening arguments, the prosecution is alleging that, you know, Diddy started all these companies and everything as a front to really do sex trafficking, right? With his girlfriend, right? Rest in peace, Kim Porter. I wonder if they would have tried this with Kim Porter. Because Kim Porter and Diddy had an abusive relationship. So would they have said he was sex trafficking Kim Porter if Kim Porter was still alive? Or they'd be like, oh, nah, that's his kid. The mother is his kids. So she had to travel with him, right? What's the difference between Kim and Diddy's abusive relationship opposed to Cassie and Diddy's abusive relationship? The nigga's abusive. But would he be able to get charged for sex trafficking with Kim Porter? Yeah, they would try it. But would it be legit? Hell no. I'm sweating like crazy up under this hoodie. But it's a good thing. It's definitely a good thing. Stay focused, y'all. Stay focused. I ain't practicing what I'm preaching right now because I need to stay focused on this story. But I have to watch my step. You know what I mean? Shout out to the brother I just saw out here on the trail that recognized me. I might see him again. But so the prosecution, they alleging that, you know, he created all these companies and all that for sex trafficking and drug trafficking. Right? So the defense, and they open their arguments, they like, yo, it's indefensible. The nigga's abusive. Yeah, he is. Niggas, he's probably verbally abusive. He's probably physically abusive. He could be a stone cold piece of trash. But however, he's not a sex trafficker. You're gonna see a lot of evidence that makes him look really bad. That's indefensible. You know, the CNN video, him beating up Cassie and all that. You're gonna see all of that. But it's not sex trafficking. It's domestic violence. So that's the defense opening statements. You know, it's like she was his girlfriend for 11 years. The sex was consensual. The threesomes was consensual. The swinging was consensual. It wasn't sex trafficking. And they're going to prove that. So after that, the defense finished their opening arguments or opening statements, however you want to call it. Then you had the first witness. First witness was the security guard that showed up at the hotel. Once again, that whole hotel situation is domestic violence. It's not sex trafficking. She wasn't kidnapped and brought in the room and made to have sex with some men in the room. No, she freely walked up into the hotel. She freely opened the door, let the guy in allegedly. I don't know if she opened the door that time. But there's another guy that testified yesterday that said Cassie's the one that opened the door, let him in, and Cassie's the one that was paying him to sleep with her. But let's stick to the security guard for a minute, who is also now a NYPD. So he testified that he showed up to the hotel when they said there was a woman in distress on the 6th floor. He seen Cassie there with that and the other, but he didn't call the police because nobody was a victim. Willing participants can't be victims, right? Now he testified to it. He didn't call the police because nobody was a victim, right? Then he testified to that Cassie had a purple eye, right? But my man Brian Steele, y'all know Brian Steele from the Young Thug case. He hopped right on him on the cross. Okay, where in your police report you say that she had a black eye? Or I didn't put it in there. Then she didn't have a black eye. Unless y'all got the pictures where she could show the pictures that, oh, where this is where I got abused at, and this was the time when I had the black. So you telling me he doing a whole police report and he failed to mention that she had a black eye, right? Then he testified to something else that he didn't put in his police report. Oh, that Diddy tried to bribe him, tried to offer him money or whatever. So I'm not defending Diddy. I'm just looking at the legal side of it. If the security came up there and did not call the police, he said all Cassie said she wanted was her phone and her bag. He walked her back to the room, and Diddy didn't bother them. She went and got her stuff. He walked outside the hotel, and she went on her way. He asked her, do you want me to call the police? And she said no. Then he said that this is the other thing he testified to, that it was another man in the room, right? So Brian Steele said, all right, so who was the other man? Oh, I don't know. You don't know. There was an incident and another person was in the room and you didn't interview this person? Nah, because I didn't feel like he was involved in it. How would you know? How would you know? How about him and Diddy probably had a fight first, or they was fighting over her? Like, why wouldn't you interview the guy inside the room? You see him in there. She going there to get her phone and stuff. You see the guy there, but you fail to mention that in your police report as well. Why would he fail to mention the third guy in the room? Why did he interview the guy? Right? Man, this is bad for the prosecution, bro. The fact that they didn't even call the police because he said there was no victim. I hope the jury caught that. So their whole case is built around that CNN video, and the person, the authority that showed up, says there was no victim, and their whole case is built on that CNN video. And the guy that showed up, that was security, said there was no victim. When they was done with him, they called to the stand one of the guys that was a sex worker, or escort. I ain't gonna say a sex worker. A sex worker is what they alleged Cassie to be. Um, they called this guy, and he worked for some strippers. He managed some strippers, so they was understaffed, and they was like, "Yo, we need you to, go take this call. It's a bachelorette party." So he goes to the hotel. It's Cassie there. He said, Cassie opened his door and said, "Hey, I'm in here by myself. My man, my man was letting me have him, whatever. I don't know, some bullshit story," she said, right? Said Cassie handed him a few $1,000s, and he came in and they started boning, right? She was sleeping with him, whatever. Later on in the night, he looked up and the nigga Diddy was in the corner with a hat on and a bandana over his face, trying to hide his identity. So technically, he never even saw that it was Diddy that first night. I understand, man. I'm willing to bet he just assumed it, right? And then after a while, it got revealed who it was. No, matter of fact, he said Diddy came and handed him some money after it was over, but he still never revealed himself. And he said he recognized his voice or some shit or whatever. Anyway, I'm not doubting that it was Diddy or not. But he said after that, him and Cassie was having sex for years. Consensual sex for years. Willing participants are not victims, right? Now, Cassie was sleeping for years. He said he even went and took a STD test, a history test to give to her so he could have raw sex with her. So y'all telling me Diddy was letting this man sleep with her for years and he not a swinger? Clearly he's a swinger. Come on, my nigga. Who's letting somebody sleep with they girl or their wife knowingly? That's not a swinger. That's swinging, bro. So what else was in his testimony? And he's back on the stand today because the defense, they wasn't finished with his testimony. So they bringing him back today. And I'm glad that they got some time to sleep on it and come back today with it. Because they probably got some better questions for him for today. Let's see what y'all talking about over here. Tasha Tanay in the building. YOLO Red in the building. Diddy gave her the bumps, and then she passed it along. I think this is why they're not talking about her medical records. Truth hurts. They also trying to cover up Diddy murders with the sexual cases. We can forget about it. Nigel Wild. Jonathan Odie said he got herpes, and it's a different worker, I think. Yeah, this guy here is not Jonathan Odie. I can't think of his name right now, but it's definitely not him yet. Yeah, I don't know if he's testifying, Jonathan Odie. Shout out to Ray Sean, or Rod Sean, laugh out loud. Now I know this, right? He was locked up on a federal indictment, and now I'm coming to find out there's no federal indictment, and y'all not even going to speak about that. This is insane. Exactly. Like, I'm telling you, this is crazy, bro. Like, man, like they gotta start finding charges for women that be lying, bro. You just can't get up and lie and say all this stuff, and then they find out it's a lie, and you just go on your merry life. Hell no, you need to go to jail too. At least for perjury. DKW said just because Cassie slept with other men doesn't mean Diddy didn't engage in racketeering, conspiracy, coercion, and sex act. Well, then you prove it. Tell us, DKW. Show us the racketeering. You show us, give us 3 examples of Diddy doing racketeering. DKW, all right? And then give us 3 examples of each charge that you're talking about. Since it's just because, if it's that obvious, you should be, because everybody else seems to be confused, but you know. So give us 3 examples of each. All right, I'm waiting for you in the chat. And then the guy testified that Cassie asked him to pee on her. Not Diddy told him to pee on her. She asked the guy to pee on her. And this girl is just so innocent. Like, that's crazy, bro. She could call men to sleep with her, which means she has a hell of a sexual appetite, bro. One man cannot handle her. I know her husband is throwing up right now. Wait till her kids get old enough to read this. Oh, God, mommy. They stole that from R. Kelly. Yeah, this is the whole R. Kelly playbook. Down to the Surviving Diddy series. Whole R. Kelly playbook. Cassie ain't nobody but Asriel Clary. Scorn lover. Sit there and ride with this nigga all this time. As soon as she get mad, she done flipped on him. Cassie Clary. That's what I'm gonna call her for the rest of the trial. Cassie Clary. DKW comes back and says, well, the racketeering conspiracy charge is a crime that involves two or more people engaging in illegal activities, aka Diddy's workers and assistants. What illegal activities? What two or more people? Can you name them? And tell us what the illegal activities that they did. Tell us. We waited because we didn't hear it in the opening arguments. So you must know something we don't know. So tell us, DKW. We waited. Because they didn't say that. They didn't say all what you saying in the opening arguments. They didn't lay that out. So since you know, tell us, who is these people and why they not sitting next to Diddy in court? Like Young Thug had a whole gang of people in the courtroom sitting there on trial with him. Who are these people you talking about? The racketeering and the conspiracy. Where are they at? Where are they at? We waiting, DKW. We need that answer. And I need to see those 300 victims. Yeah, all those people that put in all them goddamn civil suits. They should have all they butts up there too, right? Shouldn't they, all they criminal charges, none of them went to the police station? They not gonna come and testify to their criminal history? Come on, bro. The superseding indictment come and play. We all waiting for that. The superseding indictment already came in already. Where you been at? This is how they got 3 victims or 5 or whatever from them superseding indictments. DKW, what happened to you? You got logged off? What happened to you, baby? What happened to you, man? We waiting on you. DKW. We waiting. So what do we get when you got the security say that there was no victim, there was no reason to call the police, even though we saw the video, it was definitely a reason to call the police. Yeah, he kicked her butt. Yeah, but like I said, I don't condone him kicking her butt, right? But they definitely were supposed to call the police for domestic violence. But how many of you in your relationships, or your sister, or your auntie, even your mother, y'all seen her fighting with her boyfriend, and the police come and she don't press charges? How many of y'all know somebody like that? Or your little sister? Her and her boyfriend get in a fight, the police come, and she go, oh, I ain't pressing charges. And she got a fucking knot on her head. No, we all right. We all right. So would Cassie be the first woman to do that? No. And most of the time, when a woman don't want to press those charges, it's because she got some fault in it. I'm not passing blame on her and saying that, oh, he had the right to hit her, because my man got the steering wheel on the other side. Thank you. Like I'm saying, yeah, man. Like, women do that, and a lot of times because they don't want to see their boyfriend or their husband go to jail, and they may have been wrong, and whatever went too far, and then the authorities get involved, and she knows she did wrong. So she'll, oh, no, 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 nothing happened, nothing happened. Because she don't want you to go to jail because the whole shit sparked from her. I'm not saying that's the case, but I'm saying that's in many cases. So you got a girl who is playing victim because of whatever reason her and Diddy fell out of, right? But you got the sex, you got the stripper manager, whoever he was. You got this dude come and testify for the prosecution. And he get up there and say, nah, all that was consensual. Yeah, she paid me or whatever. She paid me, not Diddy. She paid me. And I slept with her for years. That's consensual. That's not forced. You telling me Diddy forced her to sleep with this dude for years and she didn't get away and she all the shows and places she went on and planes she got on passing TSA, she ain't never seen nobody go, help, help, help. Like, let me stop yelling help like that for somebody call the police. But you know what I'm saying? You don't walk past many of people who went many of places with TV cameras and everything, and you never cried for help. You done slept with several of these these sex strippers or whatever the hell these guys are, because they ain't even sex workers. This dude was a goddamn manager for some strippers and went to go get some extra money because they didn't have nobody. So he went to go dance for Cassie and wind up lucking up and getting in a relationship with her. That nigga was like, yo, sometimes I ain't even take no money. I was just happy to be in the in crowd. Like, come on, bro. How many of y'all watching and Diddy even be like, yo, you can go ahead and have sex with Cassie that you wouldn't have did it? Right. I would have been banging her little ass out. And he know and he cool with it? And they paying me? Man, get out of here. Hey, oh shit. Ain't like she a damn chicken head or she ugly. Like the girl bad. You stupid. Nigga want to pay you. Get out of here. It's starting to rain. Ain't this a beat? Look at all the clouds. I should have known. I seen it coming. So, yeah, man. So do remember, y'all, I'll give the full recap of the whole day at 7 p.m. every evening. All right? And I drop videos, and I'll come in. If there's an update, I will come on and drop the update. You know what I mean? So make sure you subscribe. Don't worry, I'll be at the courthouse. I'm on my way. So y'all save me a seat. I'm definitely on my way. Y'all save me a seat. I will be in the courtroom. So today, by now, we should have that stripper manager guy, whatever. He should be back on the stand right now. And then after that, they say Cassie is set to testify. If she's not on the stand right now, I don't know because I'm talking to you. But I will be back after lunch with the update on what happened in the morning part of the court. All right? Joke, no joke. Hit your notifications so when I come back live after lunch, you don't miss out on anything. You're notified. And please share this video. All right? Joke, no joke. You know what it is. We're in everything but the women and kids. Make sure y'all get that Learn from Mistakes Part 2 out right now. Leave the Streets on all streaming platforms. And make sure y'all get the Tunnel documentary out right now. It's called The Hip Hop Nucleus. Amazon Prime, Apple TV, Tubi, Stash Movies. Okay? And Learn from Mistakes too is on iHeartRadio, Spotify, iTunes, Apple Music, you name it. Please support your brother. Go get that. All right? One love, choke no joke. It's the morning workout. I'm gonna go to the gym now. Hit a few, get some of this iron. What's up, Granny? How you doing, baby? Right? And I don't know. I might come back on live from the gym. I don't know. Stay motivated. I'm out here. 3 miles down.